You can't come in here. You don't have a warrant, sir.
You understand?
Can you prove that?
You don't have a warrant, sir. You don't have a warrant, sir. Step out of my house, sir. You don't have a warrant. Get out of my house, sir.
A police chief and a second officer forced entry into a private home in Washington state. And when the homeowners demanded a warrant, the officer's response was, "Can you prove that?" Under the Fourth Amendment, the home receives the highest constitutional protection against warrantless government intrusion, a standard established and reinforced through Payton v. New York and Stiegel v. United States. What the officers said and failed to say in the next several minutes is a documented record of exactly what that protection is designed to prevent.
You can't come in here. You don't have a warrant, sir.
You understand?
Can you prove that?
You don't have a warrant, sir. You don't have a warrant, sir. Step out of my house, sir. You don't have a warrant. Get out of my house, sir. Step out.
Get out of my house.
You don't have a warrant, sir. Back up, Aaron. Let them in. If they're going to come in, they're going to come in. You don't have a warrant, sir. You need a warrant, sir, and you need probable cause for charges. You have no probable cause.
I was talking on the phone to my husband. They think that everything I say is about them. So you can go ahead and leave my property.
You cannot enter our home, sir, without a warrant.
No, I don't think I will.
You have no evidence of a crime committed, sir.
No, you don't.
But I'm her husband, sir. What crime was committed and what evidence? But what evidence do you have?
That you store for your barbecue at your own house, you can get Wahlburgers turned in. Wait, turn where?
Do you understand why that started, though? Did you come take a statement?
No, you didn't.
No, but, sir, we have it on video, sir. There's video cameras outside. He yelled over here first. No, sir, she was on the phone. She was on the phone. But you can't arrest her when you have no evidence, sir. What, the word of one guy? That is not enough evidence, sir. No, it's not. We've been over RCWs, Chief. We've been over RCWs. She's broke no law, sir. You just entered my home. You just entered my home without a warrant, sir. You broke the law right there. Yes, you did. So you're telling me that you don't need a warrant to enter my home and break my door? Huh? You don't need a warrant. She did not do anything wrong, sir. No, she did not. Until you have evidence to prove that, you cannot arrest her. Hands down, you cannot. I know the law. For what, though? You have no evidence. Zero. Okay, I'm a witness, sir. No, I'm a witness, and I know that she was on the phone with her ex-husband. She got in an argument. She was yelling on the phone on our porch. That man yelled over here at her first. So would that not make it disorderly? He yelled over here at her first, sir. First. So you're telling me that you can just yell at people across the street and not get an effect and someone to say something back? But you didn't even come get a statement from her. You just tried to bust our door in. You entered my home illegally and tried to arrest her without evidence. A statement. That is not enough evidence, sir. Get a warrant and then you can come back. I'm calling 911 to have a different police agency come here. You just entered my home without a warrant.
They sent us some mock-ups.
Hold on. I'm scared. I don't know what to do. I'm scared. I'm scared, Aaron. I don't know what to do here. They're making up lies. And they just literally busted our door down. Came in here. I don't even know who to call. I don't know who to call. I'm shaking here.
I don't know. Mark, Wahlburgers, burgers, all of a sudden he's the whole...
I want them arrested for false police reports.
1125 Camas Street. The police just literally broke our door, entered our home without a warrant. The neighbor had called them about disorderly conduct, something like that, because my wife was on the porch and got in a heated argument with her ex-husband on the phone, and the police showed up, and they just came, and they didn't get a statement from us, nothing. They just busted our door in, Because with no warrant, I asked them several times if they had a warrant. Now they're at a... I asked her if they had a warrant. They said no. I need some type of different police here. I need state patrol. Oh my God. But we opened our door and we tried to talk to them, ma'am. They literally busted our door in with no warrant. That is against the law. That is against the law, ma'am. I have it on video. I have it on video. I need a state patrol. I need some kind of different agency here. I'm scared. I don't know what to do.
Can't even go out on our front porch. Safe.
Just hold on, stop.
That is harassment. Harassment.
I asked them several times if they had a warrant, sir. She broke no law. She was on the front porch yelling. That's it. On the phone. That's not breaking a law. The neighbor then called. Yelled across the street at her first. That is not her breaking any law. That's him. He yelled at her, called her a stupid. That's what he yelled at her.
As you can see in this video, the footage cuts before we get a resolution, which means what happened behind that door after the camera stopped remains unknown, with no public follow-up to fill in the gap. What does not need a follow-up, however, is where the law stands on this. The Fourth Amendment draws a clear line around every private residence in this country, and crossing it without a warrant, genuine consent, or a real emergency is not a gray area. It is a violation, and these homeowners understood that completely. Every question they asked and every demand they made was not defiance. It was the Constitution working exactly the way it was designed to.
The officers in this encounter violated the Fourth Amendment to the United States Constitution, which prohibits warrantless entry into a private home absent genuine exigent circumstances, lawful consent, or a judicially issued warrant, none of which were present here. The officers failed to establish any articulable probable cause sufficient to justify an arrest, relying solely on the uncorroborated account of a single neighbor, which does not meet the legal threshold required under Washington state law or federal constitutional standards. Any person who owns or occupies a home in the United States has the right to demand a warrant before permitting entry, to refuse that entry until one is produced, and to document the encounter, because that right does not require a lawyer in the room to be enforceable.